Welcome to the Madison Miller Podcast. Today is Tuesday, December 16th, 2025. Monday Night Football, college football. We have a bowl game tonight. NBA, NHL, college basketball, soccer. On this day, news and notes and best bet. We'll begin with Monday Night Football. We will recap the game as the Steelers defeat the Dolphins 28-15 is the Steelers' Monday Night Football streak is still alive. They're 8-6. And Miami is 6-8. And Miami, they eliminated with the loss? Yeah, I think they are eliminated after this game, but I'm not 100% sure about that. And in Pittsburgh, still on top of the AFC North as well. Okay, now we'll do the bowl game real quick. It is on tonight. I just have to see what time it is on at. It is the IS4S Salute to Veterans Bowl. 9 o'clock on ESPN. Troy, Jacksonville State. From the Crampton Bowl in Montgomery, my line's Pickman 52. And it is Jacksonville State 1.5, total 48.5. I'm going to take the over. I think it's a higher scoring game than this. I'm surprised the total is that low. Okay, now we'll go to the NBA. We'll go over the couple of games from last night, and then we have a big one tonight, which I'm going to talk about a little bit. Pistons over the Celtics 112-105. Raptors over the Heat 106-96. Jazz over the Mavs 140-133 in overtime. Nuggets over the Rockets 128-125 in OT. Its best bet wins. And the Grizzlies over the Clippers 121-103. 8:30 on Prime Video. Spurs Knicks. My line is Knicks by 3 3/4, so 234 and a 20th. And it is 3 and 233.5. I very close with these lines. I don't know where to go. Slight lean. Knicks minus the 3, but what I would do is I would do Knicks money line and take the total down to 230. But yeah, this total keeps going up and up and up. But I would do Knicks on the money line and take the total down to like 230.5. That would be the pick I would give out. And then but I do think the Spurs have a chance. They're the best guy on the court, Victor Wembanyama. He's officially the best guy on the court. Jalen Brunson second, Karl Anthony Towns third. And then the fourth best guy on the court might be, believe it or not, Stephon Castle. But this is a good game. Does not count towards the standings. And listen, if the Knicks win, it won't mean a lot in the grand scheme of things, unless if the Spurs turn into an NBA title contender this year, which they're not. If they're playing the Thunder and they won, different story. That means they could play with the Thunder. But yes, that's the case for the Spurs. I feel like they might want it more than the Knicks. But I feel like the Knicks, I think there's a chance that the Knicks would have been not better off playing the Thunder, but I feel like they would have, their fan base, and I think the team would have cared more a little bit But if they win, you're going to be hearing the media like, oh, it doesn't count for anything. It's not the Thunder, which it's true, which is absolutely right. But I think it's going to be an overblown narrative, which is unfortunately going to be true for the Knicks. And even if they lose, they're going to get made fun of. Oh, they couldn't win the NBA Cup. So, like, tonight's a big night for Knicks for clicks and the Knick haters. Because it could go either one way. It's either A, it doesn't count, or you couldn't even win the NBA Cup kind of thing. Like, that's just how it is with the Knicks, unfortunately. But credit to the Spurs for knocking off the Thunder. And it's going to be interesting to see what happens tonight. Like I said, I'd parlay Knicks money line and take the total down to 30.5 and call it a night. Best guy on the court's going to be Victor Wembanyama. But if you think the Spurs are going to win, I would just bet Wemby to win the NBA Cup MVP at plus 380 or Castle at 6-1. The favorite's Jalen Brunson at minus 125. That's a good bet too with Jalen Brunson, but I think that's overpriced. I would put Jalen Brunson less than minus 120, quite frankly, and then Wemby at plus. Well, but if you think the Spurs are going to win, just bet Wemby plus 380 to win the NBA Cup MVP. I mean, Castle at 6-1 is a good one as well. But the reason why Brunson is favored to win this NBA Cup MVP is because the Knicks are favored to win the game. But the best guy on the court tonight's got to be Victor Wembanyama. Like, come on. So it's going to be a good game tonight. We got to move on to hockey. We'll go over the results from yesterday and look ahead to tonight. Ducks over the Rangers 4-1, Panthers over the Lightning 5-2, Sens over the Jets 3-2 OT, Preds over the Blues 5-2, Stars over the Kings 4-1. All right, 7 o'clock tonight, Canucks Rangers, an absolute must win for the Rangers. No excuses tonight. They've been very up and down all year. And why the hell are they only minus 118 at home? Is it like everybody betting on Vancouver or something? What is it that we don't know? The Rangers should be a bigger favorite than this. Is somebody injured on the Rangers? Maybe back-to-back and they know Jonathan Quick's playing. But I don't think that should matter. They're minus 118. The Canucks minus 102 over under 5.5. Overs minus 115. Unders minus 105. Canucks plus 1.5 is minus 65. Rangers minus 1.5 is plus 210. But why is that so low? I have to take them, though, at minus 118. Like, they're better than Vancouver. I think it's because it's Jonathan Quick and not Igor Shesterkin. And I think they're factoring that in the line, but that's ridiculous. And Quinn Hughes is not on the Canucks anymore, so that's just the dumbest line of the year. Mammoth Bruins. Pick a minus 110 each way, over under 6.5. Overs even money, unders minus 122. Mammoth plus 1.5 is minus 280. Bruins minus 1.5 plus 220. Bruins minus 110 at home. Again, that's another team that's being undervalued. Blackhawks, Maple Leafs. Talk about overvalued teams. The Maple Leafs, minus 210. Blackhawks, plus 272. Over, under 5.5. Overs, minus 118. Unders, minus 104. Blackhawks, plus 1.5 is minus 152. Leafs, minus 1.5, plus 124. And Austin Matthews is back. That's why the Leafs are that big of a favorite. I'm going over 5.5, minus 118. Flyers, Canadians. Habs minus 3, Flyers plus 108, over under 5.5, overs minus 122, unders even money. Flyers plus 1.5 is minus 240, Habs minus 1.5 plus 190. This is a tough one. I feel like this game's going to go to overtime. So I'm going to say tie plus 280. Islanders, Red Wings, that's a good one. Red Wings minus 138, Isles plus 115, over under 6.5, overs plus 114, unders minus 140. Isles plus 1.5 is minus 15. Red Wings minus 1.5 plus 172. I'm going with the Islanders on the road at plus 115. Ducks, Blue Jackets. Columbus minus 146. Anaheim plus 122. Over under 6.5. Overs minus 124. Unders plus 102. Dogs plus 1.5 is minus 194. Leafs minus 1.5, or Jackets minus 1.5 plus 156. I'm gonna go under 6.5 plus 102. That's a low number or a high number. 7:30 on TNT. Oilers Penguins. Oilers minus 146. Pens plus 122. Over under 6.5 minus 10 each way. Oilers minus 1.5 plus 160. Pens plus 1.5 is minus 200. Over. 8 o'clock. Capitals Wild. Wild minus 122. Caps plus 102. Over under 5.5. Overs minus 138. Unders plus 112. Caps plus 1.5 is minus 50. Wild minus 1.5 plus 198. I'm going with the under at plus money with Quinn Hughes there now. I think they're among the favorites in the West. 10 o'clock. Flames Sharks. Flames minus 144. Sharks plus 120. Over under 5.5. Overs minus 122. Unders even money. Flames minus 1.5 plus 172. Sharks plus 1.5 is minus 215. I don't know why the Sharks are a home underdog, but I'm taking them here at plus 120. The Flames stink. 10 o'clock on TNT. Avs Kraken. Avs minus 315. Kraken plus 250. Over under 6.5. Overs plus 116. Unders minus 142. Avs minus 1.5 minus 124. Kraken plus 1.5 plus 102. I'm going to go with the over at plus money. Okay, now move on to college basketball. Yesterday was a small window. We'll go over the games, and then tonight's a bigger one with finals being done and such. Wofford over Gardner Webb, 83-57. VC over Niagara, 84-58. East Texas A&M over Southeast Louisiana, 70-69. Wyoming over South Dakota State, 87-72. Alabama A&M over North Alabama, 68-60. McNeese over Houston Christian, 78-68. And TCU over Incarnate Word, 69-65. All right, we do have a final from earlier. Howard over Drexel, 74-66. My line for that was Howard 8. And they won by exactly 8, which is so funny. But I can't find how the betting lines and stuff from that. All right, 6 o'clock, ACC Network, Lipscomb, number 3 Duke. My line is Duke by 29.25. And it is 31.5, 151.5. I'll take Lipscomb to cover the number. SC Upstate, SC State, I have SC Upstate by 8. It's 9.5, 147.5. I'll take the over. Sacred Heart, UMass Lowell, I have Sacred Heart by 5. It's 2.5, 152.5. I'll lay the points. Dartmouth Holy Cross, I have Dartmouth 5.5. 1.5, 147.5. I'll lay it with Dartmouth. 6:30 on Peacock, Toledo, number 9, Michigan State. My line is Michigan State 17.5. It's 22.5 and 151.5. I'll take Toledo plus the points. 7 o'clock on ESPN, number 11, Louisville, number 20, Tennessee. Should be a really good game. It's at the Food City Center in Knoxville. My line is Louisville by 3. And it's Tennessee 2.5, total 157.5. I'll take Louisville plus the 2.5 and plus 126 to win straight up. The Paul St. John's on Peacock. Oh no, it's not at the Garden because the Rangers are at the Garden tonight. My line is St. John's by 8.5. It's 19.5, 149.5. I'll take the Paul to cover. Belmont Evansville, so a Missouri Valley game. My line's Belmont 9.5. And it's 8.5, 148.5. I'll take the over. NCAT UNC Greensboro. I have Greensboro 10.25. And it's 6.5, 146.5. I'll lay with Greensboro. Tarleton State, Miss Valley State. My line is Tarleton 13.25. It's 15.5 and 141.5. I'll take Miss Valley State to cover. Kansas City and Oklahoma. My line is Oklahoma by 19.5. And it is 29.5 and 153.5. I'll take KC to cover. Ryder Delaware. I have Delaware 5.25. It's 9.5 and 130.5. I'll take Ryder getting 9 the hook. Miami of Ohio, Wright State. I have Miami of Ohio by 17.25. And it's 1.5, 1.5. I'll take Miami of Ohio -1.5. They're undefeated, for crying out loud. I don't know why they're only given 1.5. Chicago State Bowling Green. My line is Bowling Green by 22. And it's 21.5 and 148.5. I'll take the over. Florida State Dayton on CBS Sports Network. I have Dayton 10.25. And it's 7.5 and 161.5. I'll lay with Dayton. Canisius, Rhode Island. I have Rhode Island 11.5. 21.5, 136.5. I'll take Canisius in the points. ESPN 2, South Carolina, Clemson. I have Clemson 8.25. And it is 12.5 and 142.5. I'll take South Carolina plus the points. FIU, Miami. My line is Miami by 21.25. And it is 21.5 and 160.5. I'll take the under. I think that's a high total. Texas, Rio Grande, Lamar. I have Lamar by 3. It's 3.5 and 138.5. I'll take the over. Marist, Georgia Tech at 7:30. My line's Tech by 7. And it's 7.5 and 139.5. I'll take the over. LIU, Mississippi State. Mine's Miss State 13.25, and it's 15.5 and 152.5. I'll take the over actually because it's actually 13.75. I read that one. Little Rock, Morehead State. I have Little Rock 4.25. And it's Morehead State 4.5 total 139. I'll take Little Rock plus 4.5 and plus 164 to win straight up. 8 o'clock ACC Network, East Tennessee State, number 12 North Carolina. Carolina by 18.5 at 16.5 and 150.5. I'll lay with Carolina. Northern Colorado, number 19 Texas Tech. I have Tech by 14. And it is 24.5, 151.5. I'll take the points. Lemoyne, Texas. I have Texas 23.75. It's 29.5, 153.5. I'll take Lemoyne in the points. Oral Roberts, Missouri State. I have Missouri State 1.25. It's 5.5, 144.5. I'll take Oral Roberts in the points. On Peacock, Valparaiso, Northwestern. Northwestern by 18 to 16.5, 143.5. I'll take the over. NBC Sports Network in Peacock at 8:30. Butler, number 5, UConn. I have UConn 13.25. It's 14.5 and 145.5. I'll take the over. 9 o'clock, Abilene Christian, number 1, Arizona. I have Arizona 15.75. And it is 33.5 and 143.5. I'll take the points. Pacific against number 10, BYU. I have BYU 11.75. And it is 23.5, 148.5. I'll take Pacific in the points. Queens at number 14, Arkansas, SEC Network. I have Arkansas 18.75. It's 24.5, 171.5. I'll take Queens in the points. ESPN 2, Towson, number 17, Kansas. I have Kansas 13.75. 15.5 and 134.5. I'll take the over. Montana State, Cal Poly at 10. My line's Cal Poly 2.25. And it's Montana State 2.5 total 158.5. I'll take Cal Poly plus 2.5 and plus 132 outright. Southern Cal Baptist. I have Cal Baptist 13.25. And it's 11.5 and 153.5. I'll take the go with the under. I don't feel good about it though. And then last but not least, 11:30 UC San Diego, Loyola Marymount. I have Marymount 4.25. It's UC San Diego 1.5 total 146.5. I'll take Loyola Marymount plus 1.5 and plus 108 to win the game straight up. All right, now move on to soccer. We'll go over the results from yesterday and even today a little bit, and then we'll look ahead to tomorrow. So yesterday, EPL, Man United, AFC Bournemouth 4-4 draw. La Liga, Real Venezolano, Real Betis 0-0 draw. Serie A, AS Roma over Como 1-0. ELC, Derby County over Sheffield Wednesday 3-0. Scottish Premiership, Rangers over Hibernian 1-0. Today, Spanish Copa del Rey, Elche over Eibar 1-0. Deportivo La Corona over Mallorca 1-0. Going on now, Eldenese Real Sociedad Sporting Gijón Valencia and CD Guadalajara in Barcelona. Going on now also Carabao Cup Chelsea Cardiff City. Friendlies final Egypt over Nigeria 2-0 and Congo DR over Zambia 2-0. Going on now Dutch KNVB Becker on PSV Eindhoven and GVVV Veenendaal. And then finals Heracles over Heerenveen 4-0. NEC Nijmegen over AFC 3-1. FC Den Bosch over VV Katwijk 2-1. And Telstar over HSV Hoek 4-1. And then tomorrow we do have a lot. I do think we could touch on it on tomorrow's show though. So but I do want to hit on some of the games before 2 o'clock. So 12:45, Dutch KNVB Becker, Excelsior, and Ajax. That's the one I want to touch on quickly. Let's see. Ajax is minus 1100. Excelsior is 20-1. The draw's plus 850. I'm going to do under 3.5 goals at plus 102. And then FIFA Intercontinental is PSG and Flamengo. I don't see any line on that yet. And the rest of soccer. And then Spanish Copa del Rey, and Nunes Cultural, Leonesa, and Levante. 1 o'clock, Albacete, Celta Vigo, Atletico Barrales, and Atletico Madrid. Huesca, Osasuna, Racing Santander, Villarreal. 3 o'clock, Alaves, Sevilla, and Talavera, Real Madrid. All right. Enough of soccer for now. Now we'll move on to On This Day. We'll look back and see what happened. So, December 16th. And this will be brought to you by All Sports News. Alright, so on this date, December 16th, 2019, Drew Brees breaks all-time touchdown passing record. Vague memory of that. 2015, Bo Ryan retiring immediately. I remember that being a big deal. He was the former coach of Wisconsin for basketball. I remember they lost some bye games, and then I forgot who took over. I forgot his name, but he did a good job. 2015, White Sox hire Todd Frazier. 2014, Jabari Parker challenges his ACL. And that turned out to be one of the bigger busts of the 2010s. 2019, Coyotes acquire Taylor Hall. Did they get him from the Devils? Yeah, that would make sense. 2024, Wake Forest Dave Clawson steps down. 2017, Dodgers reacquire Matt Kemp. 2023, Kyle McCord transfers to Syracuse. 2018, Bears clinch NFC North title. That was the Mitch Trubisky team. They lost to the Eagles, the doink kick. 2016, Alabama hires Steve Sarkisian as offensive coordinator. 2017, Yankees re-signed CC Sabathia. I forgot CC Sabathia was on some of the Boone teams. And then in 2022, the White Sox signed Andrew Benintendi. So, there you have it for On This Day. Now move on to the news and notes for today. Some stuff we got to touch on. Adrian Hauser to the San Francisco Giants, 2 years, $22 million. Nice signing for them. And they also signed Jason Foley. The only two clubs did not make a signing in free agency so far, the Rockies and the Red Sox. Dave Dombrowski says that the Phillies outfield is likely set as they sign Adolis Garcia. The Red Sox are eyeing Jarren Duran as the Casey's interested if the Red Sox lowered their asking price. The Braves give Ha-Seong Kim a 1-year, $20 million deal. A Kittle trade is not close as the Red Sox believed to be the number one team in on Kittle Marte. Ole Miss players want to keep Lane Kiffin as majority of Ole Miss's player leadership council was favoring Lane coaching through the college football playoff. Diego Pavia, he had some comments about not winning the Heisman. Very selfish of him, and then a Heisman voter wasn't having the comments. How about this, guys? Nick Saban becomes an NHL owner as the Predators announced that Saban has joined the ownership group. That's interesting. That's a new venture for Nick Saban. Patrick Mahomes had successful surgery, set to begin rehab process immediately, could be out 9 to 12 months. So he could be back for the start of the year, he could be out the whole year. Like I said, the Chiefs next year reminds me of the Celtics this year. As long as they have a solid backup quarterback, I don't think they're going to be good, but I think that they could be better than expected. I mean, if the Raiders don't get better, they're probably going to finish in last next year. And then in 27, whether they finish in third or fourth, they're going to have an easy schedule with Mahomes healthy. Devontae Adams week to week as with the hamstring injury and couldn't miss the game on Thursday night. Brandon Jones placed on IR, suffered a pec injury against the Packers. Jaden Daniels is done for the year. Marcus Mariota to start the final 3 games. And then Jaden Daniels spoke about the freak injuries and being shut down. I think that decision was made after the Vikings game, to be honest with you guys, because he was so bad in that Vikings game. I mean, is he the worst of the 4 quarterbacks now from that, or 5 quarterbacks from that group? Probably not. It's probably Stancer that is still probably J.J. McCarthy, even though there's the hot overreaction this week is that he's a franchise quarterback because he lit up the Cowboys defense. And then he lit up the Lions. But, I need to see more. And I think, like I said, I think McCarthy can be good, but you got to also factor in his team and his coach. Then Joe Burrow will play out for the year. Mike McDaniel says the Tua benching is on the table as he says that his play was not good enough. The Jets release Alan Lazard. He's going to go to Pittsburgh now, right? Pete Carroll says he doesn't feel like he's coaching for his job after his 8th straight loss. I'm surprised he's not thinking that. Ime Udoka rips the refs. He said Monday's officials have no business being out there. What a poor fucking loser Ime Udoka is. You lost the fucking game. Get over it. Move on. There might have been some bad calls in that game, but there's some stuff that may have led to that. So, yeah. All right, Bucks plan to help Giannis is GM says Milwaukee is going to be big game hunting to improve the squad. We'll see about that. Chris Paul's now trade eligible as he and other offseason free agent signings can officially be moved today. He tried to stay with the Clippers. He attempted to plead his case after being stunned by dismissal. The Yankees want to bring back Luke Weaver. Murakami, Japan, return unlikely as he still expects to sign with the MLB team. 1 week from posting deadline. Jerry Jones says the Cowboys won't tank. That doesn't surprise me. He comes out and says that. The Colts are sticking with Phillip Rivers on Monday night against the Niners. Josh Hart praises Victor Wembanyama, says that Wemby can shoot the hell out of the ball ahead of the NBA Cup final. The Sabres part ways with their GM, Kevin Adams. They hire Jarmo Keklian. Vlad Guerrero Jr. is joining DR in the WBC. Andy Reid confirms that Mahomes did not suffer any major damage to other ligaments. Teddy Buchanan is out for the year, the rookie linebacker for the Ravens. Anthony Richardson cleared medically as they hope to have him back practicing in the future. Micah Parsons posted after the injury. He said he's not defeated. Oh, how about this? Chris Paul and Jeff Van Gundy had an argument as JVG accused Paul of undermining coaches on Kawhi's defensive assignment. Huh. Interesting. Wonder if that led to him being released. Anthony Davis is linked to two teams as the Mavs want return of real consequence in a Davis trade. I think they're going to keep Davis if they continue to play well. A Warriors executive's email to a fan. As a frustrated fan wrote to Joe Lacob and he responded. So obviously this is just a spoiled freaking fan that's used to them winning the title every year. And then I was ripping Ime Udoka earlier before I had an interruption. I just think he was being a poor sport. I'm blaming the officials. Yeah, sometimes it happens, but you gotta factor in what led to that. Right after I stopped recording yesterday, it was announced that Dylan Raiola will be transferring. That's an LSU candidate for Lane Kiffin. Arch Manning to return to Texas. That doesn't surprise me at all. It was speculated for a long time. And I think he's doing the right thing. North Texas quarterback Drew Mestemaker expected to enter the portal. He led the FBS in passing. And then the World Cup price is lowered as FIFA brings down limited number of tickets down to $60. Alright, so there you have it for the news and notes. Last but not least, my best bet of the day brought to you by FanDuel. Mine's an easy one. There's a college basketball team, mid-major, that is undefeated, and they're only a 1-point road favorite against a weaker opponent. And that team is oh my god, now they're a dog. Miami, Ohio is a dog to freaking Wright State. How on earth are they an underdog? Now I don't want to bet it. I'm trying to see what else I could bet on. I don't know why they're a dog. And there must be an injury or something. I'm going to look this up. Okay, so, Shelton Henderson got injured. Or it might be that, was that, oh, that's the Hurricanes, that's not Miami of Ohio. Wrong Miami. But I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna take Miami of Ohio as a... I can't believe they're not even favored. I'm gonna take them... at plus 1.5 to beat Wright State. So there you have it for the show. I'll be back tomorrow recapping everything we got tomorrow as well. Have a great day, everyone.